My speakers suck. Well, no, not my speakers. This is just a quote I hear a lot from other DJs. They'll buy a set of speakers, they'll take them out on an event, and for one reason or another, they're not meeting the user's expectations. So they will go on social media and tell anyone who listen how badly these speakers suck. Some of the speakers that people are saying suck, I'm pretty familiar with. I'm kind of a fussy guy when it comes to audio. And I'm happy with them, yet somebody out there is telling me how terrible they are. It got me to thinking, why would somebody suggest that something that most would agree is good completely sucks? Why would somebody even suggest that? Especially some of these speakers that have been in production for several years. I mean, if something is a failure or it's no good, nobody buys it. But if something's good, they'll keep making it. It's not like a car where there's a new one every year. Sometimes a certain SKU from a speaker company will run for several years. Why would they say such a thing about a nice speaker? Well, there are a couple reasons. Maybe the speaker just isn't meeting their expectations. Perhaps they invested in a speaker thinking it would do one thing, but it really wasn't designed to do that. So they don't like it because it doesn't fit their application. Well, I guess if they'd have done the research, they would have known that this is how this works and this is what it's for. And maybe if you expect something different, you're not going to get it. People don't typically do a lot of research, though. They'll listen to a lot of other people on social media saying something's great or it sucks or whatever. And again, sound objectives are different for everybody. I have mine. They're different for weddings than they are for school dances, than they are for quinceañeras, than they are for backyard barbecues. So I've got several different sets of speakers that I use for different applications. Now, some people just buy one set of speakers. A lot of people do. They've got one set, and it's the one set they use for everything. And, perhaps if that speaker doesn't work ideally for every situation, they may not like it. Or maybe if I tell you that the Electro-Voice EKX series is really nice for school dances all the way up to 600 kids, you might say, oh no, I wouldn't use it like that because I don't feel like it's enough. Well, your sound objectives are different than mine. I'm getting away with it. I'm getting no complaints from students or faculty or my ears, yet someone else is disagreeing with me, and that's fine. That's opinion, all right? That's a sound objective opinion, and everyone's entitled to theirs. Maybe that's not all that it is. Perhaps more often than not, people just don't understand their speakers like they should. There's a guy in the comment section on my last 2 videos who was talking about the Evolve 50 speakers and didn't have many nice things to say about them at all. He was saying how they just cause tinnitus. They just hit the DJ in the ear all night. And for that reason, he got rid of his, which is a bad investment. And they're no good for DJs. Turns out, he was not toning these speakers out. 120 degrees is going to come back a little bit at you. And yeah, it's going to hit you in the ears. And yeah, it's going to be painful. But all you have to do is like a 15 degree toe out on each side. Just 15 degrees. And it's not coming back at you anymore. You've corrected the problem. He didn't know that. If he didn't know that, maybe they would have worked well for him, but he didn't. He also didn't think to ask anybody. Or say, hey, look, I've got this problem. How do I solve it? I hear this a lot with subwoofers. People will say, yeah, it's no good. It just distorts. It's a crap subwoofer. Really? Well, maybe you're using it wrong. There's a couple of things that you might be doing to make it distort. One of those things is cranking it all the way up. You can get away with that with top cabinets where you're producing highs and mids, but when you're working with sub frequencies, that's a pretty big power draw on the amplifier and the speaker itself. I found that like maybe halfway or a little back on the volume is best for your subwoofers, especially when you're dealing with pre-recorded music with compressed audio. Back off that volume a little less than 50%. I would say put your volume at about 40%, and you'll realize a pretty nice sub bass sound. It may not shake the house down, but that's not really what it's designed to do. It's designed to give you some bass. Now, if you want big bass, you can get big bass. The ETX series from Electro-Voice has like crazy good subwoofers. RCF has them. FBT has them. Bass Boss, that's one that just has these monster subs. Sound fantastic. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there you can do if you really want more bass, but don't get mad at your subwoofer because it distorts when you're sending ultra low frequencies through it and you got it cranked up too loud. Bring it back a little bit. Something else that might be happening is maybe the signal you're sending to your speakers are too hot. It happens all the time. You know those lights on the mixing board, those level lights? They're not just pretty lights. There's something called unity gain. And cranked all the way up, it should look something like this. I've got videos on how to achieve unity gain. If you need more, let me know. I'll try to put something in the comments section to help you out. I've got videos on unity gain. If you'd like more, let me know in the comments section. I'll try to get something else out there for you and show you how it works. If you don't like the sound of your speaker, something else that might be happening could be the quality of your sound card or mixing board. This could affect your sound. This could greatly affect your sound. Could also be the files you're playing through your computer. Maybe you're using low bitrate MP3s. That does no favors to your system. So yeah, before you get too angry at a speaker, make sure you're using it properly. If you are and it's still not meeting your sound objectives, cool. Just understand that it's not a bad speaker necessarily. It just doesn't do what you want it to do. Don't get mad at it for that. It wasn't designed to do what you want to do. Perhaps if you ask some questions, ask for some help, reach out, try to get some answers, you might be able to remedy the situation. I am not an audiophile. I am not an audio engineer. I don't play one on TV. I don't know a lot about this stuff. People like Ben Stowe, John Krupa, Mike Dussault, Jamie Villari, just to name a few, have taught me so much about audio. I ask them questions because I want to get better at this. And I'm happy to pass on any information I have to you. All you got to do is ask. So that's it. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Like it if you feel like it. That would be cool. But just know, either way, I appreciate you for watching. Practice and enjoy.